Hello, parents. The other day I had a meeting, and I know a lot of parents were not able to come, so I decided to make a little recording. So, this little meeting was simply about classroom environments and how important it is to try and replicate as much as possible a learning environment at home. Because even though your child is at home, they are still in school. And we want to be able to give them the learning experience that they deserve and the school experience as well. So please, here are some tips that I really do hope you take into consideration and try and implement at home. And if you need any other help or suggestions, please contact me and I'd be very happy to help. Number one, it's really very important to have a special school learning place, a place where the child gets up in the morning, brushes his teeth, has his breakfast, and then goes to school at home. A little corner where they have a chair and where they have a desk so that you are really giving your child the school experience and the learning experience and an environment that is conducive to learning. I know that we have to balance home and school, but it's very important to reduce any interruptions that may be happening around the house, not to speak to the child while the child is in school, because they are in school, and not to allow the child to have for example, toys, because they are in school. So the other thing I want to say is that it's very important for the child to have their supplies at their school desk. So make sure they have their supplies and everything looks like school to them, because it is. So when they get up in the morning, they go to school in their little corner, their school area. They do their school work, and then they can get up and leave and go back into their home environment. This way the child separates school from home. And when they're sitting in their school environment, they're learning, they're prepped, they're ready to go. Their attitude is focused. Yes, I am in school. Which means that it's important that the environment is conducive to learning. So we need to reduce all of the interruptions. We need to make sure that we don't hear the atmosphere around them, no television, no radio, no conversations. If they're siblings, the siblings need to not go into the classroom where the child is. They need to allow the child to independently participate in the classroom. So please try to have a little school area for your child to independently do their work in a quiet space so that we don't hear sounds and conversations through the Zoom classroom. And also, I think it's a great idea to remember that although blankets are nice and cozy, we don't take blankets to school, we don't take toys to school, we don't take our pets to school. So we really need to focus on duplicating the classroom environment at home. And the other thing I would highly suggest is to remember that we should wear school appropriate clothing. Miami-Dade County has a policy that K through 8 mandatory uniforms. So what does that mean for us? Well, basically it does mean that we should wear a polo shirt. It doesn't have to have any emblem. It could have an emblem if you want, but you should be wearing a uniform type shirt or top or blouse. And of course, appropriate bottoms, because even though you're at home, you might be comfortable in a pair of shorts or pajama bottoms, but sometimes you stand up, and when you do, we don't really want to see your pajama bottoms. So please make sure that the child is fully dressed, and that also gives the child an attitude. Have you ever heard dress to success? Well, we're dressing for success in school. So make sure that your child is dressed appropriately. When they get up in the morning, they know they're doing a shift to a learning environment that includes what they're hearing around them, how they're seated at their learning area, and how they are dressed. All of those things help. So that is the little segment today for your learning environment. Muchas gracias, padres. Yo sé que algunos no pudieron venir a mi reunión que tuve bien breve, simplemente para conversar sobre el medio ambiente de aprendizaje. Estamos duplicando un medio ambiente de aprendizaje en la casa para que los niños tengan una experiencia semejante a la experiencia que tuvieran si estuvieran asistiendo a la escuela en persona. Eso quiere decir que les estamos pidiendo, número uno, que tengan un espacio para aprender, una escuelita en la casa, donde los niños saben que cuando ellos están en ese espacio, están aprendiendo. Eso requiere que tengan una silla y que tengan una mesita para que puedan escribir y que puedan reconocer que ese espacio es dedicado para su escuela. Eso les ayuda mucho a concentrarse y separarse del ambiente del hogar y entrar en el ambiente escolar. También les vamos a pedir que por favor reconozcan que todos los sonidos alrededor del alumno afectan no solo al alumno y puede causar que se distraiga, pero también afecta a los otros alumnos en la clase, porque cuando se abre el micrófono, toda la conversación o el televisor o la música se escucha. Así que le vamos a pedir que por favor mantengan un ambiente que conduce al aprendizaje, donde todos podemos concentrarnos en lo que estamos aprendiendo en la clase. Por favor, traten de reconocer que aunque están en su hogar, están en la escuela y es importante no interrumpir al alumno con conversación, tratar de asegurar que si hay hermanos o hermanas que no vengan a jugar o a conversar con el alumno. Y aunque las frazaditas son cómodas y muchas veces nos tiramos una frazadita en la casa, esa frazadita no tiene lugar en la escuela, ni tiene lugar los juguetes, ni las mascotas. Así que es importante separar todas esas cosas para mantener la filosofía que la escuela es la escuela. También les voy a pedir que por favor tengan en cuenta que es importante vestirse apropiadamente y que el sistema escolar tiene los uniformes mandatorios para kinder hasta el 8º grado. Quiere decir que los niños deben de vestirse con uniforme y eso también les da esa experiencia escolar completa, incluso con su uniforme. Así que vista a sus niños por la mañana como si estuvieran yendo para la escuela, porque sí están yendo para la escuela, aunque la escuela esté en su casa. Pero si preparan ese rinconcito especial, entonces los niños pueden entrar en la actitud completo de ir a la escuela en casa. También les vamos a pedir que recuerden que aunque normalmente se ve nada más la parte de arriba, si los niños tienen payamas como pantalones o chores como pantalones, como su parte de su uniforme, eso no debe de ser. Deben de tener su ropa completa de escuela para volver a entrar en esa actitud académico completo y no a medias, porque queremos aprender en un ambiente escolar. Así que se pueden poner algunos pantalones cómodos o faldas cómodas, pero sí deben de utilizar ropa especial para la escuela. Y cuando termine el día escolar, pueden cambiarse su ropita y guardar su uniforme para el próximo día, que eso le enseña una buena disciplina. Voy a tener más reuniones en personas y voy a grabar más reuniones tocando diferentes temas. El tema de hoy era el ambiente escolar. Gracias.